see you look very cool with all your guitars behind you. My guitar?
No, they're just for show.
Okay. I was gonna come at you like a skeptical client.
A skeptical client?
Uh-huh.
Why would you be a skeptical client?
Because it was, why would I do that? Like as a format, I was gonna poke at you. A format to like, I want this product, but I want to understand it better. Happy Sunday, by the way.
Thank you.
I did write you a poem. ChatGPT did with a prompt, and I would love to read it at some point. It's about Blackbird, and I just thought maybe and it might help people understand a bit more.
Oh yeah, because a poem definitely is the best way to communicate.
You've been made enough.
But if you already went through the effort, then please don't let me stop you.
It had nothing to do with reading Dutch. Actually, it's called Ode to Blackbird, I think.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay, well, should we talk about Blackbird for a second?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But it's nice to see you. So, first of all, this is the first time I did like a super deep dive into Blackbird's website, an analytical way, word choice, color choice, like from a design standpoint, and this links to what my question will be. But like, it's optimistic. My opinion is that like you're on the side of the future, and like and I think it's probably your opinion too, but it doesn't have to be your opinion. But like, I think, see, I wrote down a few of the words: the brain, the bridge, governance, visual language, and also the visual of like the bird itself, and then how that this terminology continues, the flight, building a bird, all of that. It's cool. And the idea of orchestration, I think, was very strong because it's all the tools that people are using, but you're creating something that orchestrates all of it. I don't know. I love it. It's music. So maybe I'll ask a question, if that's okay, and then I'll read you the ode. Does that work?
Okay, sure. Okay.
So we talked to an industry professional, or I wasn't there, but I listened to it kind of like a podcast over here in Cameroon. The way he goes about things, the first thing he does is he assesses like risk. Like there's certain things where he's like absolutely always human, and maybe very much more human than like a lot of the mix that people are doing. He can't really control it because there's vendors, but in theory, he's kind of a human or no human question guy. Stuff comes in, assesses risk. Do I need a human on this project? And so he's of the opinion that a lot more people can go fully automated, but people are afraid and they don't, and they still involve humans where they don't need to. So this led me to, I wanted to ask you as kind of like king of like automated future, like what's your relationship with people's fear with things becoming more automated, or like is when people come to you, are they just all in like automation all the way, let's go, I want this, I want to go this way? Or do you get that skeptical client? Do you come across fear? Do you come across pushback, like in terms of going in a direction of automation?
Well, the people who come to us, the people who buy from us, they are beyond that step. So yeah, if that's still your worry, you're already like, if that's still even a consideration, we're probably not even talking, right? But I think it's more interesting. The question itself is still interesting because people are afraid of automation. So I'm just saying, like, the people who are afraid of automation will never talk to us. So yeah, no problem there. But I have come across people's fear of automation, and that's not just as a developer for Blackbird, but as a developer in itself. Even at my previous job, we basically my whole mantra was I just look at what people are doing. It was translation project managers back then as well. I just look at what people are doing. I'd be like, okay, you're doing a lot of manual tasks here. That doesn't make sense. Then make that easier. And as a developer, that's an opinion about development more. You're not supposed to, just connect the dots. You're supposed to also think, are people doing the right thing in the first place? Like,
what do you mean?
It's like it would be very naive to just like automate every click. People think that's what automation is. That people think that it's like, this is what I do today, and now what I do today is now automated, or parts of it are automated. But that is not how you should think about it at all. Like, you should think about it as like, what is the actual optimal workflow? Assuming that full automation exists and is possible, like maybe then the whole workflow would even be different, right? You're not actually automating the same workflow. You're doing something else that is better because it needs itself more to automation, and because automation now exists. So as a person, you would never do that, but you can do it now because computers exist. And so in that way,
can I ask you real quick? So you're not automating the same workflow, but you're doing something better. Like the better is it's like kind of you're saying it's a different
Yes, different
workflow.
approach. You take a different approach. The same result, different approach. But I have done that with in different capacities, and always sometimes I got the question, what do I do then? So something does this, what do I do? And I'm like, that's really short-sighted. Like, and it's not in a utopian way of now you have more time for something else. Like, duh. That's to me is always such a short-sighted argument of like, but what do I? So I've seen it in both capacities, both at Blackbird, in like more like demos, and then people like actual project managers really ask that question. Like, but what do I do then? And it's like, yeah, but that's not the right question that you should be asking.
What question should they ask?
The question you should ask is, okay, but with this technology, what can I do that's even better? Because to me,
what do I now have time to do that's better?
Not in terms of time, but like how can we reimagine our whole process to do better? And how can, of course, I will be a part of that. But like, if you're just thinking of yourself as like a cog in the system, or just a person on the conveyor belt, then you're already, I think, thinking not the right way. And it is to me a giant problem in the industry. People thinking, well, since the 90s, we've been doing it all the same. Even since before that, people send us a file, and we go assess the file. We turn it into a project. We do all kinds of things in our system, our TMS. We press all types of buttons to create the project, and then we use our expertise to decide should we do human or machine, and then we translate the file, and then we get it back, and then we QA, and then we do these type of steps, and then we send it back, and then the project is done. And I'm like, and people are, that's been the process forever, and people are not thinking, wait, now I've got like computers can do a lot.
No. And people not thinking to ask the right questions.
Well, people are still stuck in that workflow. The short answer there, people are still thinking in terms of that workflow and what they can automate there, rather than thinking, should we not be doing it differently completely?
Different workflow. Different pipeline.
Yeah, well, definitely. People think in terms of projects and tasks and jobs, and maybe you should also stop that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is mind opening for me, because the way I envisioned like what Blackbird is doing is like connecting with, back to the word orchestrating with these tools and processes, like just making things more automatic, the things that were already being so I'm very curious. You probably get this a lot. I'm going to stop talking. Like, well, what do you mean? What is a different? What is this like totally different idea? An example.
Well, there's not one. So let that be clear. So the first step is acknowledging, like, okay, we've been doing this forever, and maybe there's a better way because we have computers. That's one. Like it will be the equivalent of taking a process that people did before we invented electricity and be like, we're going to do exactly that, and that happened. So like some of those processes are now the same but electrified, for example. But there's other things that have completely disappeared, and other things have come in its place. I'm not saying that, and we will always need language operation. Right? We always people interact with language.
So even more.
Yeah, like even more so. Yeah. We work in an interesting industry, in my opinion. That's why I love it. Is because we have to serve every other industry. And the whole premise of Blackbird is that there is no one solution fits all. So that's why like I can't give you exactly all or one or two or any maybe process that should replace it. But my whole notion is that it's not necessarily the best what we're doing. There's no one process that's best. Therefore, there's probably better solutions for each individual company even, maybe. It depends on what they do and what they need. We definitely see when people start using Blackbird, like they want to automate what they currently do. And we're always like, fine, we can do that. No problem. Yeah. Sure, let's start with that. But we always encourage, like, let's take a look out of the box. Like, what are you actually doing? What you're doing, we've actually had, case XYZ where we did it completely differently. And, maybe that's actually what you're envisioning. Oh yeah, no, that sounds great. But always acknowledging, like, and this is the hard part, our whole point is like, we don't know your company. You know your company better than us. We're just here to help. In reality, people are not that visionary sometimes. So we're really having to like
visionary. This is what I'm saying. But just your language and whatever. I've already said it. But the visionary is the word. Blackbird is visionary. It is. Go on. I said visual. With the language and literally the symbolism of the bird. Flying.
Yeah.
Future. Well, yeah. Good.
Oh, it's the word you were looking for. Okay.
Well, yeah, visionary. I mean, yeah. It's just it's a word that consolidates. Like if Blackbird is visionary, but it's giving people the opportunity to be visionary also with their own
Yeah.
workflows and their own, with pipelines.
If you just think in Blackbird as if it just sits in between my existing processes, then again that's not visionary. That's short-sighted. Like it's okay, it can still give you great value, but the real way of thinking to me personally is you can certainly automate everything you want. Do you still actually want that TMS? Do you actually still want to work in terms of those projects, etc.? Like, is it really what you want? Ask yourself that. Like, is that what you wake up every morning to do? Like, yes, I want to manage more jobs. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't. That's maybe it.
No, this
Actually,
is
yeah,
very mind-opening to me. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what these possibilities look like, but just even the idea to ask these questions is new to me. I saw it how you're saying these clients come to you. I saw like, oh great, it automates and I'm sure then people are afraid it's going to take their jobs, but it opens the door to many possibilities if you think there is. That's very interesting.
So with some examples is let me give you some examples that are concrete that are not exactly the project thing, right? What if you say, okay, I'm an enterprise company. Think of it as, where do my users see my language? What if we centralize all that? So what if, because right now you're literally what language departments tend to do is they get requests. So they act like an internal LSP, like, oh, they get a request from product department, like, hey, here's a batch, and like it's like again so finite, right? It's like here's a batch, and then we do that, and then like, oh, busy, we're way too busy to automate anything, and then we deliver it again. There's a deadline.
All the batches, all the jobs.
Right. So what if instead of that, you centralize everything? So you connect, because that's what Blackbird Ultimate is all about, right? Connecting. You connect to all these systems where all your users see your content, and then you say, okay, we connect. But truly connecting is also just everything is immediately translated. Just like that. That's baseline. And of course, we have created assets for that. That's what we are the experts on. We've created our style guides, we created our glossary, our block list, our keywords. It's all there, and we even separated, for this target market, those keywords. So we've done all that. We've done all that asset creation, and then we just connect, and we translate everything. Just boom. And then we say, okay, we start tracking because we're truly connected. We're not thinking in terms of projects. We're just like, it all happens all at once. We're continuously monitoring. What are we monitoring for? Well, first of all, we're monitoring for performance and start noticing trends. So maybe a trend would be, hey, when this particular word is used by our, help desk support employee, then we see that the ticket closes like 30% faster. And like that's a trend that's picked up. And then basically someone asks the question, and then again, someone or an agent, whatever you want to call it, like it's just a replacement, whatever. And maybe we should make this word. We need to make it part of the glossary. So we add that, and immediately all the systems are updated. Like immediately all the systems said, "Oh wait, glossary." So then the system knows. Okay, I need to translate those things again, and those paragraphs there, and those strings in the product, like all updated. And we can start monitoring again. Like, hey, how's the performance now? And then maybe you say, "Oh no, wait." That was bad because in help desk it works, but in product doesn't work. Okay, then we roll it back. Then we separate glossaries. That to me is holistic thinking, and that to me is language operations. And translation is part of that, but it's language operations. And then there's another thing we can monitor for, because that's just performance. And what if we monitor for changes? Right. So we monitor because it's not just you who's touching language. Like you as, for example, the language professional or the person who set it up, probably, developers can set this up too. You're not the absolute authority on exactly all the content. Are you still there?
And where I was, and I have it at the school. Like at the places I usually am, I have it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's uncertain.
Okay.
Thank you. So, but this man is a saint. I have his phone here, and here we are. So, okay, you were saying translation versus language operation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Language operation.
But not langops.
Not langops.
Don't think of langops.
Okay.
Langops is tainted.
Okay.
Trust me, because it's one thing that you say you do langops, but if you just say we do project management again with some automation, it's like not really visionary to me. Yeah.
So let's say we have 50 TLM people at Miss seeing this. Like what what is visionary to you? Like, how can they be visionary when in June, they step into, their next moment after move? Like, what is visionary? What questions do we ask? What can we do?
There's always been this relationship between the tools people use and the way people work. Because if you have the way people work, people will build a tool for that so that they can work better. And because the tool now exists, people will also change their work, sometimes even subconsciously, to how the tool operates. Yeah. You'll have LSPs who operate just slightly differently just because of the TMS they use. And you need to break that. You need to step out of that cycle and think, okay, wait a sec, what are we doing here and what should we actually be doing? That's the way you need to approach such a question. Like, why are we doing the things we're doing, for example, in this company or for this company? Or why is this the way that we operate rather than any other way?
Mm-hmm. Overzichtelijk. In English, oversight is different, but it's like getting the top view, like look top down, like look.
Yeah, overzichtelijk is a little bit more from any direction, yeah.
Right? It's like kind of getting, bird.
Overzichtelijk means clear, like it's clear.
Yeah.
It's simple and clear, overzichtelijk.
Yeah, but because you have the oversight, you're seeing from above. So look at really what's going on. Look at the process.
But often, even people who look from above in these roles, so where these people are going to work, they're probably going to work with someone who should be the one looking from above, and they don't even see it.
Okay.
Because they've also been in this industry too long. And they've also just worked because that's how we've always done it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like look from above and ask why. No, exactly. And then what are we really doing here? I mean, have that perspective.
If there's one thing that is like the common denominator between anyone with a university degree, is that you should be critical.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. I think even just posing the idea to challenge that, Blackbird is not just to connect your tools and automate your workflow you already had. It's like, look further. What can you then do beyond that?
Exactly. Because it's the same thing. Like Blackbird is orchestration. It's a lot of AI stuff, of course, as well. But it's also looking further. But it's in any role where in any job, and now we live in an age of AI. And just like any job, a lot of people just think, okay, now I will apply AI to do exactly what I did. And for translation, we've done the same thing. We're like, oh, we can translate with AI, we can review with AI, QA with AI, and maybe we can do some agentic stuff with the project management. But again, that's just thinking in the same ways and just stepping it on. That rather than thinking, okay, now that we have this, what else could we do? Like, what would actually solve the problem or the mandate that we should be solving, right?
Do you have an example of a company that has really run with it? Like, you've thrown the ball somewhere and that company has caught the ball and thrown it somewhere else. Like, what can that mean? Just to give people some visual.
Well, no, let's put it away. I don't think I can anyway comment on that. I cannot. But let me also say. If I also say no. Like, I cannot comment on that, but I can say I still have to be impressed. I still want to be impressed
by the company.
I'm impressed by a lot of companies, but I think the absolute most impressive thing out there I have not seen yet.
Oh, well, huzzah! What an exciting dare for my class.
Right.
Come on, guys! Step it up! Let's do something. Use Blackbird and run with it. Cool. Okay, I like that. Well, okay. With that, is there anything else you would like this graduating TLM class to know? And then I'll read you your ode.
But honestly, very simple. This whole pattern that's been ingrained in the industry, you've probably also been taught that. So be critical even of what you're taught. Be critical of Max. You like that I said that? I know Max.
I like that you said that.
Yeah, no, but be even critical of what he's taught you.
He'll like the Dutch pronunciation of his name too.
Sorry, sorry about that. I know it's Max, of course, but yeah. No, but that's it. I think it's possible to do it differently. I deliberately work at a company building localization technology. I could as well work for a company using localization technology or building it for one specific company, but I deliberately want to build for the whole industry. I want everyone to do better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as a student, you should maybe ask yourself that too.
I think you're doing that.
How can everyone do better rather than me just implementing the same process? Oh, now we do QA automatically. Ooh, all over again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I like that. I really did not think of it in this way. And now I keep it's not even baseball. It's like a baseball visual. It's like Blackbird has thrown a ball. It's like now everyone
Someone
else
needs to
needs to
catch it.
catch it.
Yeah,
And then
someone needs to
throw it
catch it.
again.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then throw it again.
I like that.
Every person that uses Blackbird, every company that uses, it's like then where are you throwing the ball? What are you doing with this?
Yeah, yeah.
What is this
And
doing?
it's exactly how we're building. We're building with a particular vision in mind. We're not building a product that like it can do a lot for anyone right now, but not in the same way that the TMS goes about things. Like, our client really needs this particular view, like or this particular step. It's like, no, that's not how we build. We're throwing the ball further, indeed. Yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. And you're right. It's serving every other industry, literally. And then with like just a globalizing world. And here in Cameroon, I'm seeing globalization. Like my mind is like, it's like globalization on steroids. It's anyway. Okay. Shall I read you your poem?
Yes. Read me my poem.
Where it cuts out again. My God. Oh, this is not even my phone. That's the nice man with the Wi-Fi phone.
What a very nice man.
Honestly. Okay. So it's called Ode to Blackbird, 42nd edition. In a world of Excel files and workflow fatigue, where translators click through deja vu intrigue, there rose a bird, not feathered, but bright, automating localization flight. Pipelines hum, thresholds decide. When does AI soar? When does a human guide? And Mathijs, somewhere in orchestration control, tuning the balance between scale and soul. We may approve, but clients still vote. So governance matters more than a metrics note. From speech to text, from draft to deploy, Blackbird turns language into scalable joy. A workflow engine sharp and wise, not just automation, but infrastructure that flies.
Yeah. You know what's fascinating about an LLM generating a poem? Have you thought about this?
No.
What an in Dutch, there's no problem with the word at all. It's totally fine word.
Yeah.
It's literally the same.
But it is. Oh my God, you're right. I'm sorry. And it's French.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
we got there. We got there.
Just to have to make that statement, like Americans.
Well, okay. And what do you mean by this?
No, turn the recording off again. Turn it off again.